Video. Getting started with the SparkFun ESP8266 10. In this video, we will take a look at how to make an external LED blink. Along the way, we will learn how to use the correct current limiting resistor with the external LED. Next, we will see how we can connect a temperature sensor to the ESP8266 10 and log the sensor data. We will wrap up the session by triggering the LED through the temperature level of the sensor. Project 1. Getting an external LED to blink. Earlier in this section, we learned how to make the onboard LED blink. Now, we will learn how to wire up an external LED to the thing and make it blink. As discussed in the previous video, we will use the standard 5mm red LED. These have a forward voltage drop of roughly 1.8 volt. The GPIO pins of the thing operate at 3.3 volts and can source a maximum current of 12 milliampere. Therefore, we will add a 150 ohm current limiting resistor. If you want to know how we arrived at the 150 ohm resistor, check out the resource section for the calculations. Once you understand the calculations, you will be able to connect LEDs of different forward voltage drops to a number of boards like the Thing, Arduino, and the Raspberry Pi by identifying the correct current limiting resistor to go with the LED. Here is how you connect the circuit. Power up the Thing with the LiPo battery. The LED stands for light emitting diode. A diode only allows current to flow in one direction. So, it is important to connect the diode to the circuit correctly. In this project, let us use the GPIO pin number 0 of the Thing. We will configure this pin as an output pin and will toggle it between high and low. Connect the anode of the LED to the GPIO pin 0 as shown. The anode of a diode is easy to identify as it has a longer leg than the cathode, which is a negative. Connect the cathode of the diode through the resistor to the ground pin of the Thing. Remember to use the 150 ohm resistor. Let us go to the sketch of this project. You will notice that it is nearly identical to our previous sketch, as it should be. The one change here is that we are naming the GPIO 0 as EXT LED, external LED. Then, as before, we use the pin mode function to set the pin 0 as an output pin. Then, we use the digital write function to make the pin 0 high, followed by a lag. Then, we use the digital write function yet again to set the pin low, followed by another delay. This toggling followed by delay is contained in a loop, so the statements are executed over and over again. Now, let us load the sketch. Let us see if our project is successful. If it is, the LED should blink. There you go, it blinks. Project number 2. Connect the DS18B20 temperature sensor to the Thing and log the sensor data. The DS18B20 is a one-wire sensor by Maxim Integrated. The one-wire protocol was developed by Dallas Semiconductor, which was later acquired by Maxim. For this project, let us use the GPIO pin 4 of the Thing. Here is how the connection works. The DS18B20 has 3 pins: ground, data, and the power. Connect the ground pin of the sensor to the ground pin of the Thing. Connect the data pin of the sensor to the GPIO number 4. Next, connect the power pin of the sensor to the 3.3 volt pin of the Thing. The one-wire protocol requires a data line to be pulled high by a pull-up resistor. Here, we will use the 4.7k ohm pull-up resistor. The data line will be connected to 3.3 volt pin of the Thing through the pull-up resistor. Once done, your circuit should look like this. Now, let us go to the sketch. First, you need to install the appropriate libraries for the Dallas Semiconductor DS18B20 temperature sensor. Here is how you do it. First go to Sketches, then to Include Libraries. From there, select Manage Libraries, and once there, first we will include the one-wire library. Type Dallas and you'll be able to see the appropriate library for the DS18B20 sensor. Now install this library. After this, you can include the Dallas temperature and one-wire libraries to your sketches. This library lets you access one-wire devices made by Maxim/Dallas. Next, we add the Dallas temperature library to access the Dallas DS18B20 temperature sensor. The data wire is connected to the GPIO pin 4 of the thing. This line sets up a one-wire instance to communicate with any one-wire device. Next, we pass our one-wire reference to Dallas temperature. This sets up the data rate in bits per second for serial data transmission. You will need to set the baud rate to the default value 9600 so that your thing can communicate with the serial monitor. Then we start up the library. Next, we send a command to get temperature readings. This statement gets the temperature value in degrees Celsius. Next, we assign the temperature reading in Celsius to a floating point variable. Lastly, we output the sensor data to our Arduino IDE serial monitor. Let us now upload the sketch. Open the serial monitor of the Arduino IDE and there it is. You can see the temperature in degrees Celsius logged nicely. Project number 3. In this project, we will combine our two earlier projects. We will make the thing turn on the external LED if the temperature of the sensor goes below 25 degrees Celsius. Let us take a look at the circuit diagram. Nothing new here. The external LED is connected to GPIO pin 0 and the GPIO pin 4 is connected to the digital sensor and reads sensor data. We'll add two bowls of water, one with hot water and the other one with cold water to move the needle on the temperature sensor. Let us take a look at the sketch. Much of it is identical to our earlier projects. We are using the pin mode to set the pin 0 as output. Pin 4 is used for sensor data. We store the temperature value in Celsius inside the variable temp. We compare the value of the temp to see if it is less than 25 degrees Celsius. If it is, then the LED lights up. If not, the output pin is set to low and the LED turns off. Note that we are introducing delay of 1000 milliseconds, just so that switching is not too fast. Secondly, it is a good idea to introduce delays in the loops of the ESP8266 sketches, as unlike Arduino, the ESP8266 runs a lot of utility functions in the background, keeping Wi-Fi connected, managing the TCP/IP stack, and performing other duties. Blocking these functions from running can cause the ESP8266 to crash and reset itself. To avoid these mysterious resets, use delays when you have loops in ESP8266 sketches. Let us see if this sketch works. Let us load this onto the thing and see what happens. Let us have the sensor in cold water and now in hot water. There you see it. The LED turns on and off. Summary. In this video, we learned how to connect the thing to a sensor and an external LED. We also programmed the thing to use sensor data to control the LED. Section summary. In this section, we learned all about the SparkFun ESP8266 thing. We learned how to make the onboard LED blink. Next, we learned how to connect a temperature sensor and an external LED to the thing. Lastly, we learned how to control the LED through the sensor temperature level. In the next section, we learn about the IoT platform Cayenne and see how it can accelerate the prototyping of IoT projects.